Taking drugs to relax and really enjoy life. Taking drugs to enter a berserker rage, die in combat, and enter Valhalla. Boy who just turned 18 in 1942, I'm gonna enjoy my life so much. US government. You will be spending some time on the beach soon. Genghis Khan reading his child support bill 1225 colorized. When you're just chilling doing plague doctor things and you see a rat run away with a child's eyeball. Scientists in peacetime. Scientists in wartime. Jews, Muslims and Protestants. We are hard-working members of Spanish society. We just want to worship God a little differently. Spanish monarchy. I see this as an absolute sin. Puritans. We left England so we could get away from religious persecution. Other colonies, so your colony has freedom of religion. Puritans. Good guess, but actually no. 13 reasons why. 95 reasons why. Cyberpunk is so unrealistic. There's no way a corporation could take over and run an entire country. Pepsi Navy. Am I a joke to you? America becomes independent. Other colonies. That looks fun, I want to do that. Winston Churchill telling to never surrender. British government in 1940. British people. What did she do? Not drown when we put her underwater. Nobody. Reactor 4 on 26 April 1986. Unlimited power. Artists before World War I. Artists after World War I. Trojans when the wood horse starts speaking Greek. Mussolini when the bushes start speaking Greek. Students when the math starts speaking Greek. What are the Mario brothers' views on the use of nuclear weapons against Japan? Mario says, the bombing of Hiroshima can be justified, but Nagasaki was uncalled for and resulted in needless loss of life. Luigi says, don't play nice, hit them twice. Native Americans live on their land. Europeans, bad news. You can't live here anymore. Oh, potatoes and molasses. There is a struggle between the classes. I love honey, but you know what I don't love? The police. Me, how do I free myself from British occupation? Google. Bing. Senators, history is about to be made. Caesar, where? Brutus. Right behind you. I'm gonna tell my kids this was India. We are going to France. Boys, haha, surrender baguette. Girls. Nepal and other countries' history books. Nepal and Japanese history books. Statue of Liberty, when it was made. Statue of Liberty now. US Navy at Midway. Japanese Navy, only losing the Yorktown, that was replaced within months. Losing 4 irreplaceable carriers. America in the 1920s. America in the 1930s. America making political parties. George Washington saying not to. Guys, what the frick? Girls when it's cold outside. Boys when it's cold outside. How to carve a turkey. Google. Bing. George Washington. Do not create political fractions, it will divide the country. America does it anyway. George Washington. Leaves that flavor hot water. British Empire. The British in America, conquering the majority of North America. The French and Dutch in America, setting up trade relations. The Spanish in America. The officer trying to get me to get up and fight. The NCO telling us it's a suicidal plan. Me hearing the sound of American shotguns and Yankee Doodle. The American cowboy looking into the trench. Teacher, we have a new student from Jerusalem. Girls, OMG, it's good to have some diversity here. Boys. When the new route to India ends up being a new continent. Laughs in Castellano. President Reagan when people were dying from AIDS. President Reagan when black people were possessing crack. Native Americans exist. White settlers moving west. Looks like you're going to Oklahoma, Jimbo. When you democratically elect a socialist government. When you hear Fortunate Son playing in the distance. Germany in 1922 realizing they created the Soviet Union by accident. Noah's Ark. Bismarck. 50,000 Allied troops. We have you 11 to 1. 4,500 Italian troops. I like the odds. South American country democratically electing a leader the US don't like. The CIA. How will Laker come back from space? USSR. Yes. When the Chinese kid flexes his grades. How do you do, fellow monarchs? What? Person in the 19th century. Hey Britain. How do you get your tea? Britain. The secret ingredient is crime. Describe imperialism in a few words. I say the whole world must learn of our peaceful ways. By force. British Navy. Meiji Japan. I gotta get one of those. Abraham Lincoln. The war is to end slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave I would do it. Country in the 1500s. Exists. Europeans. Hippity hoppity, you are now my property. Germany. Shotguns are so inhuman and brutal. We should ban them. Also Germany. Gonna tell my kids this was Santa Claus. Me and the boys in 1914. Me and the boys in 1970. I'm gonna get close to this group of humans. What's the worst that can happen? Thousands of years later. Fidel Castro trying to breed dog-sized cows. I'm the milkman. My milk is delicious. 15th century me steals a fork. So you have chosen death. A Pikachu movie starring Ryan Reynolds. Wanting Saman from Manchuria. Yeltsin. So you've been in a kidnapping for 3 days. Gorbachev. Oh boy, I can't wait to continue ruling my favorite country, the Soviet Union. I love honey. But you know what I don't love? Persians. Me explaining why Sparta has been the first communist society. The hostage I keep in my basement. Red Army in Finland. Red Army in Chechnya. Red Army when Stalin gives them their generals back. America. The 20s was really fun, I bet 30s will be even better. The economy. No. Making accurate documents for everything. Making up fantasy legends about everything. Germans. Me and the boys preparing to cross a jungle in Nam. Me and the boys, after we crossed that jungle. American ships. I think the plane ran out of ammo. Guys don't worry. Japanese pilots. Check this out. Time traveler from 1919. So how the world changed after the Great War. Me. Do you mean World War I? Time traveler from 1919. Hold up. I have a neutron. I have uranium 235. Japan is gone. Girls, my car only seats 4. Sorry, boys. Citizens of Berlin on November 9th, 1989. Oh yeah. People, the US won't go to war over just a dumb ship, right? Historians. Me and the boys getting totally owned by Medusa. We did it. We time traveled. But to what year? Let me ask that guy over there. Hey, is the Library of Alexandria still standing? No. We are too late. The 95 Thesis. Catholic Church. Nobles looking to take land from the church. Senate. Man, I'm so glad Caesar is dead. And we can finally revive the Republic. Augustus. Europe after World War I. Somebody's gotta pay. Pay for what? I don't know. Just pay. The 2 Romans guards checking after 3 days to see Jesus is gone. Stalin. Attending his first wife's funeral. With her dies my last warm feelings for humanity. Future USSR. Germany 1945. Our recruits are the best, they will crush the Soviets. The recruits. Americans after World War II. French are so dumb and weak. They wouldn't even be a nation if we didn't help them. America if the French never existed. Do you smoke? I only smoke when I win a world war. Your lungs are in perfect health. Anne Boleyn. King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII's wife Catherine of Aragon. Half of the population disappearing and the Avengers is so original. The Black Death. Am I a joke to you? Why is when something happens, it is always you three? The Middle East in the first millennium. The Middle East after World War I. Someone. Hey Teddy, look at those cool trees. Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Cyberpunk is so unrealistic. There's no way a corporation could take over a country. Old Chiquita and all. Are we a joke to you? Japan. Why are we invading China? Hirohito. Japan is finite. Its resources. Finite. Girl, I can't believe you didn't cry in Titanic. Do you have any emotion? Have you ever cried? Me. Rise and fall of the Swedish Empire. France. Taxing people so much that people can't even get bread. Marie Antoinette. If they have no bread, let them eat cake. Neanderthals after finding out they have big brains. When you use variety of chemicals to unleash literal hell in predator's mouth, but weird apes keep eating you. Confused screaming. KGB bunny hear all your conversations and knows what you're up to. France wins more battles than everyone else. The rest of the world, unfortunately for you, history will not see it in that way. World War II ends. The USA and the Soviet Union. Okay, so you're a rocket scientist. Habsburg. Keep the bloodline pure. Also Habsburg. Dead bodies of the Black Plague. European wars. Mongols. I swear. I won't get political tonight. Me. 3 drinks later, I serve the Soviet Union. Being like every other country in the world, and being a state with an army. Having an army with a state. Britain in 1815. Alright, now that we beat Napoleon, it's time to redraw the borders of Europe. Austria, you're in charge of most of Italy. Austria, how cool is that? Italians, peace was never an option. This is my new wife. Henry, this is the 7th week in a row you've shown a new wife in class. We have 12 years to limit climate change catastrophe, warns UN. Now this looks like a job for me. Europeans, discover new landmass with natives. Europeans, oh boy, here I go killing again. 1938 in Austria, where has my country gone?